as an artist, I want you to just observe your surroundings, observe your life, write it down, talk about it, whatever it is that you need to do, because the timing of all of it, right, will all make sense later down the line when it all adds up, when it all gets finished, right? Hey friend, welcome back. I'm Mariah. Welcome to my channel. Come on in, take off your shoes, come relax, get some snacks, have a drink. I have my water today, drinking out of this bottle. Okay, so as you can see, I'm back in my usual space from my past videos. We're gonna get right back to it, okay? So if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe, share this video, comment below anything you want to comment to me or to our community, and let's just get into this video. As you can see in the title, today I really want to talk about creativity, about how our creativity or your creativity is our observation or your observation. So what does that mean? As a creative person, I really wanted this channel to evoke that and kind of play on these topics of creativity and also connecting it in a very spiritual, very meaningful way. I know that there's a story inside of me, and I want to share that story. I want to have that story be told by me for people that relate to me, and even people that don't relate to me but can see the vision, can see the story. And with this story untold, I feel like it hasn't even fully been expressed yet. Even as my story and my life is unfolding, there are still so many things that I have to say and I want to show and express. So as a creative, I know that your ideas and my ideas, our best ideas, are still on the way. They have yet to come. But having that faith that it's coming, and knowing and feeling that it's coming, and having that faith that our genius is blossoming, is basically where everything lies. It's in the process. Questioning, how can I use the world around me to essentially give me everything that I need to express myself creatively, to express myself in this art form, in this writing piece, in this video, and just to connect this, right? This is not just about how we want to create our art, but also how we want to create our lives, and treating our lives like our medium, whether it's through film or whatever the case may be. So treating your life as if you are the painter and our life is the canvas. So what exactly does that look like for you? For instance, finding ways to mold and shape our life like a sculpture, to form it in the way that we see fit, in the way that we want it, the way that we know will bring complete joy and bliss and happiness. This means that it can go however you want, wherever you want, whenever you want, and if you have to start over, that's okay, because that's a part of the process. So your observation of the world around you and the world within you can get you started in making art, in that process of art making. When you think of your life as an art piece, an art medium, and you see yourself as the artist, it gives you complete creative control. But a lot of times we forget that art can also come with collaborations and of course intentionality. And with this collaboration comes with collaborating with the universe, collaborating with God, even collaborating with others, collaborating with other mindsets, other processes, other ways of thinking, so that we can get out what it is that we want to say, our story. And as an artist myself, I'm always looking for ways to express myself, even if I'm not good at it. Like, I'm not the best painter, but I still love to paint. I love to go to sip and paints, and even if I'm at home, I'll take a paintbrush and paint, and I'll just create whatever comes to me, and I continue and I add on to it. And sometimes as an artist, when we think that we are not good at something, we think that it's not worth going through that process, or we think it's not worth actually doing the art. This sometimes comes into our lives because then we start thinking that we're not worth it. we're not worth sharing our story, expressing our art, doing the art, and a lot of times that falls into how we treat ourselves and how we treat our lives. And really, art is not something that we can always judge as good or bad, right? There's that gray area, just like anything in our lives. Of course, there's standards, there's techniques that you have to hone in and develop in order to do a certain kind of medium, like painting, like filmmaking, like editing. But overall, the overall process of art is to not only think about these very technical things. Even that conversation in itself feels so contradictory, because are you only an artist if you have these skills? Sometimes we have people that will have the skill and the willpower, or they may have went to school for it, and then you have people who are untrained but they have that natural talent. Of course, it comes down to how much you're willing to do it, how much you're willing to put effort into it. But a lot of it, it's just, there's no linear way of being an artist. What kind of artist are you? Are you the type of artist to color in the lines, or are you creating an entire new art piece on the coloring book? Let's be very clear, both are okay in its own right. There is no wrong or right way to be an artist, because it's expression, and that means it's coming from within you and out onto the page, out onto the screen. And a lot of times when you're an artist, like a singer, maybe a dancer, a lot of times we do have to confine ourselves within these boxes, like genres, and so that the world can understand what they're looking at, who exactly are they listening to. But of course, none of that really matters unless you, as the artist, make it matter. So that's the key right there. Make it matter. All of it. Make it all matter. Every step that you take, every line that you draw, every frame that you edit, every word saying, every color chosen, every harmony and melody created, make it matter to you. If you are not exactly an artist, or you don't paint, you don't write poetry, you don't do any of these things as a profession, this can also apply to our lives. And I kind of hinted at this earlier, but overall, I think that everyone is a creative. Everyone is a creator in their own life, and you can be an artist of your life. In my opinion, we are all artists, and one of our biggest investors of our art would be God, the universe, and whoever you pray to or whoever you seek source from. God is our biggest mentor, our biggest fan, our biggest inspiration, and then some. I actually wanted to share a quick poem that I wrote. I actually utilize my first trip ever out of the country, my first time being on a plane, and I wrote this poem when I was on the plane. It actually helped me with my anxiety getting on the plane for the first time, but in that moment I used my observation of what's going on right then and there to express myself. And I don't necessarily classify myself as a poet, but hey, who cares? So I wrote this poem. It's called Demons in the Sky. In the loneliest terms, the smile was deadly, and its eyes took you to hell, sending you nightmares of your wildest dreams. It spoke to me, made me whisper my sins, and I told it to move. But the smile protruding made me think. If I was here in the sky, I wouldn't thirst for promises, because it can turn against you. And if you are left to wonder, is the world a place of heaven? I've never been on this side of the clouds, faded into ribbon blues, and through the mist you seem them, dancing, playing, with their hearts hanging from vines and sleeves. Then God sang. Her voice sweetened my soul of lemonade, and they began to drink. We are in a state of its own. And we live in these cotton cities and live in cotton towns as the atmosphere shivers. That was just a quick poem that I wanted to share. And this was, again, something that I observed watching, being in the window seat, being on a plane for the first time, and witnessing the clouds being so close to me. And these are one of the things that I kind of wanted to explain about using life as using your observation of life into your creativity, and using the things around you to express yourself, but also to create art and to just get into the process. This ties in really well with the fact that this was my first time out of the country. I made a promise to myself to do the things that I've never gotten to do before, and to give myself and put myself in positions and go to places I've never been before. And my first trip was actually with Jessie Woo to Tulum, and it was one of the best experiences I've had, given the fact that it was my first time out the country. But overall, I truly enjoyed it because it was around community of people that also are like-minded in this brand new country that I've never been to, with food I haven't truly eaten. This is authentic Mexican food, and I had a lot of fun. A lot of my self-talk and self-thoughts came around me expressing myself, and me thinking about my music, and me thinking about my art, me thinking about these channels, and really trying to hone into this artist of life, basically. I think also, and this was such a beautiful experience because it really opened my mind. It really opened me up. And as an artist, I think sometimes we can be very close-minded and being too narrow-minded. If you have a particular vision in your head, you have a particular thing in your head, and you want it to be exactly the way you see it, nothing else will fit. Sometimes that can make the art or life very stifling, cold. It can be a little boring sometimes, and if we don't allow in some spontaneity or allow in things that may not go as planned, but maybe even better. So I want you to give space to the unexpected. Give room for God to work into your life, to give you these little surprises that will probably make your art or your life a whole lot better. Just know that God and the universe, they want what you want. What you want and what they want is equal. But how to get there may be where you might find a lot of resistance, because sometimes when you are so set on how it's supposed to be, we lose sight of how exactly to really express that. You may be so set on buying paint from this very, very particular supplier because all the other artists are using this supplier. Then you find out why you can't use that supplier, and you find out there's lead poisoning in the paint. So as an artist, I want you to just observe your surroundings, observe your life, write it down, talk about it, whatever it is that you need to do, because the timing of all of it, right, will all make sense later down the line when it all adds up, when it all gets finished, right? There's no need to be perfect right now. You can perfect it later. If you are kind of like me right now, where you are in this weird limbo of how to really truly express your art and how to really go about approaching it, the first step is to just do it. Just do it. And once you do it, watch how magically the flow comes into play, because it's already within you and it just wants to come out. You are the artist of your life. So that means you have to give yourself permission and the authority to express that however you need to express it, and to do things how you see fit, with the collaboration of the universe, of God. And of course, because we all have free will, this doesn't mean that you can mold people into what you want, into the things that you need for your life. And a lot of times, whether subconsciously or consciously, sometimes we do that when we get into relationships that we know we really have no business being in, or we end up having friendships that we know that we're not really equally yoked, or we're not really that close. You wouldn't force a cat to be a dog, right? Because a cat is a cat is a cat. deep down, we all know that that is just not right. You don't want to force things and people to be things that they aren't and are not even willing to be. So do all of the research, get all of the resources, and make the life that you want. See what's happening around you and use that to create everything that you want. This was just a quick video I just wanted to post, and I really, again, like if you watched my last video, I wanted to get back into the flow of recording and posting again. So I really hope that you enjoyed this. I truly hope that you got some inspiration from this, and comment below how you may have interpreted this. Is this fitting for your life right now? Is this something that you are working on? And let me know if you are an actual artist and some of the things that you are working on. If you already have things out, I would love to check it out. I don't care what it is. Put it down in the comment section. I want you to like this video, share this video, and I want you to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.